Welcome to the Manifesting Formula. I'm Christine Rizzo. Today we are going to talk about fear and how it's holding us back from living the life that we want to live, how it's holding us back from creating our dreams. In this episode, I will ask you a few questions that I want you to answer and really be honest with yourself. It's time to let go of the fear so we can start living the abundant life we were meant to live. Hello, my beautiful friends. How are you today? Did you start off your day with positive energy from writing in your gratitude journal? For those of you that aren't following this practice, I can promise you that it works. The more grateful we are, the more the universe brings into our lives more things to be thankful for. So, if you are wanting to attract the positive things, do the work, my friends. Get those journals out so we can write down a few new affirmations to your list. Has anyone noticed if I have repeated any affirmations? I don't think I have. I'm just wondering. Even so, if I have, the universe is wanting you to know the few that I repeated. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Number 1, I always listen to my intuition. Number 2, I honor myself. Number 3, incredible things will happen to me. Number 4, I accept my setbacks as lessons, not failures. Remember something, whatever affirmations you have in your journal, you want to repeat the ones that resonate with you. Not every affirmation feels good. And if you aren't feeling good when you say it, or if it doesn't give you a positive feeling, not even close to being true, use a ladder thought, which will help you move up the ladder to what you're wanting to eventually believe. It's time to come from a place of gratitude so we can raise our vibrations and feel the love. So tell me, what are you thankful for today? Feel it, my friends. Feel the love. Today, I'm grateful for the presentation that I'm giving tomorrow. I know it's going to go smoothly. The people there are excited to hear what I'm speaking on. It's going to be amazing, and I know my presentation is going to be a hit. I'm really excited to let others know about the Academy, and I can't wait to feel the love. You see, even though this hasn't already happened yet, we need to not only be grateful for what we have today, but for what we want as well. Do you see how I set my intentions for how my presentation is going to go? I'm expecting it to go that way. And when we expect, that is exactly what the universe gives us. Let's get into today's episode, which is on fear, an emotion that is useless in our everyday life. So many people in the world carry so much stress and anxiety, and the crippling effects of these emotions are really manifestations of fear. Fear clouds our thinking. Fear is the cause of the anxiety that we feel and the panic attacks that we go through. Fear creates social anxiety disorders, phobias, PTSD, and can ultimately prevent you from living the life you want. Fear of the unknown, fear of getting sick, fear of dying, fear of failure, fear of scarcity, fear of rejection, fear of being judged, fear of making a mistake, fear of not pleasing, fear to not being loved, fear of being disappointed, and fear of feeling fear, an uncomfortable emotion that we happen to let control us. Think about what it would actually be like to not have fear in your life, to not be afraid of anything. Fear is an emotion that has kept us alive. As a species, it has helped us evolve. Most animals instinctively have a sense of fear in order to protect themselves, to be warned of danger, to anticipate the danger, and then to respond to the danger. But today in our modern lives, there are very few things that we genuinely need to be afraid of. Most of the things that we are afraid of aren't even dangerous at all. being afraid of being embarrassed or not having enough money, not being successful, or by being vulnerable in the world, showing up as how you want to show up, but worried what others may think. These aren't things we really need to be afraid of in order to be safe and to keep us alive. The fear that we're going through today is the fear that prevents us from taking action and living our lives the way we want to. Let me read to you what the definition of fear is. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by a belief. We have the belief that someone or something is dangerous. They aren't really dangerous. It's only the thought we have that makes us believe they are. Fear actually only serves us in dangerous situations. And since most of us aren't in dangerous situations, it doesn't actually serve us. We think fear is necessary and useful when it's the opposite, especially when we are afraid of our fear. We continue to panic, and the anxiety grows within us to a point where we can't think clearly. Most of us don't have much use for fear in our lives. I mean, of course, it's healthy to be afraid when we need to be. For example, being afraid of a moving car on the freeway. If you're walking, of course, you're going to have a little fear that someone can potentially hit you. But in most situations that we face in our everyday life, fear isn't necessary and could be harmful to us because it can prevent us from doing what we are meant to do in our lives. Like all of our emotions, fear starts from a thought that we have about something that happened in our life or something that we may have heard, something in our past. Now, remember, when I'm referring to the past, that means minutes ago, a day ago. It doesn't have to be years ago, but years ago is your past too. Fear starts from a circumstance. And the warning of fear is always exaggerated because our subconscious cannot differentiate between imaginary or real danger. Most people are afraid of unpleasant emotions, afraid of feeling them. When we are afraid to feel unpleasant emotions, we avoid doing anything we think that might bring them up. But everything and anything worth doing, especially if we have never done it before, is going to have an unpleasant emotion. And if you're afraid of an unpleasant emotion, and if you are willing to let it stop you, you are never going to go after the things that you really want in your life. Whenever we are confronted with a negative emotion, we want to immediately push it away because we're afraid. Our fear is fueled by our ego, the voice in our subconscious. The brain gets used to fearing uncertain or unknown situations. And once you start having these emotions of chronic anxieties that drive you to fear regularly, you stay stuck in these emotions of fear. What happens is that you stay with this emotion of fear or anxiety, and you end up manifesting more of the same into your life. If you are suffering from fear or anxiety, you will want to connect to the facts of your story, to quiet your ego, and to take your control back by using your higher self. Remember, the worst that can happen is just an emotion. That's all. It's very important to remember that when you are looping with negative thoughts, that you aren't managing your thoughts in a way that is serving you. You want to go to a thought that will help create positive emotions and actions that will give you a better outcome than what anxiety would. You have the power to change how you feel and act by interrupting your current thinking, by introducing a new thought every time that fear comes up. I have spoken about fear before, and it's really important for us to let go of what we are fearing. Fear is the lowest vibration that we can be on. Our energy is very low and negative when we are living in a state of fear. So, wanting to manifest the things into your life that you want isn't going to happen if you can't get yourself out of this emotion. You will only keep creating more things to fear of in your life. And we don't want to do that. We want to stay on a high frequency of love. Here are a few great questions to ask yourself. So get your journals back out because I want you to write these down and then come back to them later and do the work by answering them. Be honest with yourself, okay? We want to stop the fear. so we can move forward. Number 1, what are you truly afraid of? Number 2, is it true that whatever it is that you are afraid of will happen? Number 3, what's the worst that could happen? Number 4, can you identify the thoughts causing your fear? Write those down. Number 5, who would you be without those thoughts? Number 6, if you weren't afraid, what is it that you would be doing? And number 7, how would your life be different? So let me give you a quick example, and I want you to work this into the formula that I taught you 2 episodes ago. If you haven't listened to that episode, please do. I'm teaching you some self coaching here, my friends, so you can figure out why the things happening in your life are, why you're attracting the things that you do, and so then you'll be able to see why your fears are keeping you stuck. Okay, so Candace is afraid to drive on the freeway. So her fact, which is her circumstance, is that she doesn't drive on the freeway. So you would put that into the circumstance line. When I asked Candace, what is the thought that you're having about driving on the freeway that you feel is causing you anxiety and fear? She mentioned that she had an anxiety attack once when driving an old car that wasn't responding when she was trying to use her brakes. And since then, she's been afraid with anticipation that her anxiety attack will come back, even though she's driving a totally different car. Her feeling is anxiety, so you would write that on the feeling line. What is this fear causing her to do? She's been avoiding the freeway and roads that are unfamiliar to her. That would go on the action line. And her outcome is that she doesn't drive many places and stays stuck. And the fear doesn't go away, it grows. So, what's happening is that Candace is letting her thoughts about her past dictate her present. She is projecting her past anxiety attack from driving her old car into her present and into her future. She is creating anxiety for herself, which is causing her to feel afraid, keeping her stuck, and keeping her isolated at home. So, here is my assignment for you all this week. I want you to challenge your brain. I want you to ask yourself, what am I afraid of? And when you think about your fear, what thoughts do you have? If I get on an airplane, I fear it's going to crash. If I get on the freeway, I fear I'll have an anxiety attack. If I give a presentation at this important meeting, I'll panic so much everyone will see how nervous I am, I will lose my train of thought and mess up. Or if I move to a new area, I won't know anyone. It will be so hard, so I don't really want to move. Acknowledge that your thoughts aren't working for you. Your thoughts are creating negative emotions that are causing fear and anxiety. So you want to create new thoughts that will feel better, that will serve you. You want to think new thoughts that will create good feeling emotions for you. I want you to write the opposite of your original thoughts on a piece of paper. So let me give you an example of what I mean. You would write, when I get in my car, on the airplane, or in front of an audience, I feel safe. I have all that I need and nothing is going to happen to me. Write the thoughts that serve you better for each of the situations and repeat them to yourself every day. Be consistent with your practice. It takes about 30 days for the subconscious to believe a new thought. My friends, to manifest a better life, it is important to keep your vibrations high through positive energy by creating positive thoughts, which will give you positive emotions. The universe connects through your thoughts and through your emotions. If your emotions are out of alignment, you will create more of what you aren't wanting by default. Your ego is the fear inside of you. Stay present with your higher self, your intuition. Focus on what you want more of, not on what you don't want. The universe is always giving you what you want from the thoughts you are choosing to think. And the universe can only give you more of what you're thinking because that is the law. Thank you all for listening to the Manifesting Formula, and thank you for helping spread the word of how much you love this podcast. If you are loving this podcast and enjoying the weekly episodes that I put out, I would be so grateful if you left me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Or you can leave one on Audible or Spotify. The more reviews, the more people will listen. Have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world, sending you all so much love, peace, and abundance. And if no one has told you today, I love you. See you next week. Bye. My friends, have you signed up for the new course that I just released? 5 Steps to Attracting Whatever You Want? If you haven't already, you should. There is so much amazing content, and the value of this course is incredible. Once you sign up, you can take the course at your own pace. And there's no time limit to how long the course is yours. It's yours forever. So that means you can go back to it as often as you feel, as a refresher to keep reminding yourself what you need to practice. There are 6 modules with 42 lessons. There's a lot of amazing content for you, videos, worksheets, and fun assignments. So my friends, if you haven't signed up, do it. You'll be so happy you did. Just go to www.thelifecoach.academy and click on the course to start today. If you are interested in signing up for our coach certification course, you can access that course there as well. Our coach certification course is hands down one of the best certification courses out there. Just head on over to our website at www.thelifecoach.academy. What you are going to learn is going to blow your mind.